What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a good day. This is our second video for Elevon Studios, which is a video game studio started by me, two other guys. Reasons why you care about this channel: you're doing some kind of entrepreneurial endeavor, two, you're pursuing a dream, or three, you're really into game dev, because we're going to talk about all of these today and in general in this channel. So I thought about how I could add value to your life, and I could go through Blender, which is 3D modeling software, and give you some really technical tutorial type stuff, but that already exists and you can go get that elsewhere. I'll have a little bit of that in there, and if y'all are interested in that kind of content, let me know in the comments. Overall, I thought I'm gonna go with the soft skills. So the hard skills are like technical, and those can be acquired pretty easily. The softer skills are actually the more valuable, in my opinion, because they will help you with your hard skills and in other avenues of life. So today I wanted to talk about three things that I'm learning and that I thought that would benefit you. And so without further ado, let's dive in. You're going to see me looking over here a lot during this video. And the reason why is because I have a monitor right here, and I've taken the time to make kind of a script of sorts. And so one, enjoy the journey and focus less on the destination. I'm sure you've heard that before. And if you haven't, the idea is that you can have a big goal or a big thing that you want to do, but don't let it detract or take away from the present. And this can lead to a sense of unfulfillment if you just only focus on the big goal. And so here's how you can do that. Some quick ways to enjoy the journey more. One, thankfulness. Every morning I go through a bunch of things that I'm thankful for. It could be small, like my house, or a roof over my head, or food on the table, my family. It could be something bigger, whatever that is. The fact that I get to pursue my dream right now, which is making video games and telling stories. So there's big and small. Thankfulness, your brain is wired that when you're thankful, you release dopamine. And not only that, it gives the rest of your life a healthy context. So next, for enjoying the journey, is focusing on the correct indicators. You got lead and lag indicators. A lead indicator is something that happens today. A lag indicator is like a big goal. So let's say you wanted to lose 20 pounds. Well, that's your lag indicator. Your lead indicators would be: how many calories did I eat? What was my carbs, my proteins, my macros? Did I drink enough water today? Did I exercise today? Those are the lead indicators. And so if you want to enjoy the journey, focus on the lead indicators, because those will be the small things that you are in control of today that, if done correctly and if set up correctly ahead of time, will lead to that big breakthrough in the end. Your brain is wired for that dopamine to be released when you make progress. And when you have those smartly made lead indicators, you're going to have a lot more dopamine release, and you're going to have a lot more fun in the journey, versus if you just tie it to, oh man, I can't wait till I weigh this many pounds, or I can't wait until I release this video game for me. I can't wait till I make this much money at my business, whatever it is for you. Then you'll always be, at the end of the day, not as happy with the results. One time we drove across the country from California to South Carolina. It would be silly for me to go every night, because it took us a long time, because there was 4 of us in the car, little kids and stuff. So it took us a long time. Every night, if I said to myself, oh, I'm so upset we haven't made it to our destination yet, that would be silly. But people do that in their own life. And so just look at today. Don't worry about tomorrow as much, and just look at the lead indicators for today. All right. So next up, we've got decision fatigue. So this is something I'm learning, and it's helping me with my development as well, because life is full of decisions. Coding is full of constant learning and decisions, and how you protect that energy is important. One thing I do is I clear my office of all distractions. I know there's like a bunch of toys and stuff behind me, but for me, those aren't distracting. And so that I create a space where all of my energy can only go into one thing. Jerry Seinfeld talked about some of his ways that he writes comedy is that he'll sit down at a desk, remove all distractions, and then tell himself he doesn't have to work on comedy, but he cannot move until he starts working on, can't do anything else. So I do that with my work. I'll sit down and I'll say, okay, we don't have to work on X, Y, or Z today, but we're not going to do anything else. And within a minute or two, your brain wants to not be bored. It can't stand being bored. It would rather work hard than be bored. And so you will find yourself going down that path of the work that you intended if you remove the other options for entertainment. Another thing is just efficiency. So for decision fatigue, removing clothes, like your options for outfits, it sounds silly, but I have all of my clothes laid out in a certain way. So I just reach in the drawer, grab the thing, and all of the clothes just work together. I don't have to like think about it. Food. I already have all of my decisions around food made up for me for that day. That is another way of reducing friction and fatigue around making decisions. Our third thing, so we talked about enjoying the journey, we talked about decision fatigue, and now our second to last thing is you don't remove bad habits, you displace them. So for me to make this video game well, I need to have lots of energy when I show up. I need to have any and all detractors, things taking away from me. I need the bad ones gone. And so that looks like removing bad habits. So for example, I noticed that my attention span, for whatever reason, was shortening, and I was having such a hard time concentrating on work and getting into that deep work mode. I have removed all short form content. No YouTube shorts, no reels, no Instagram stories, no short form content. I'm only consuming long form content at this point. So podcasts, longer YouTube videos, books, and I've noticed my attention span getting better. How can I further increase my attention span so my output for this work for making these video games is better? Another one is switching fuel sources. So your body can run off of sugar, or it can run, which is carbs, or it can run off of fats. And there's lots of scientific research that supports that if you can get your body to use fat as fuel, your mind will have less of the crashes. We all know about you eat a box of donuts and then you crash afterwards. Energy drink with lots of sugar, you crash afterwards. A big carby lunch, pizza for lunch, and then you're going to crash afterwards. And so the idea is that because you're using fat instead of carbs, your energy levels remain the same. And so there's less of a crash, well, no crash. And so I noticed that my attention span and my ability to output work was increasing there as well. So those are some examples of how to remove bad habits by displacing them with good habits. So now for the fourth piece, we're going to talk about something technical because this is a video game dev channel. So the other three are more soft skills and can be used anywhere. This one is going to be about Blender, Shark, or a 3D model, and animation. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, looks like we got our shark here. We're going to spin him around. Yeah, there he is in all his glory. So, you know what? Well, I'm just going to go over it at a high level. I'm not going to dive in super deep. So this is called a 3D mesh, this outside of the shark here, its body. And so I selected using these settings up here. There's object and edit mode. You can select specific polygons, quadrants, or triangles. I separated this jaw and then I made it its own object over here in the utility panel. And then I messed with the settings for the jaw here. So let's go ahead and look at the bones. So here's the bones. The bones are these weird elongated pyramid shapes. And so you attach the mesh to these bones, and that's how the animation knows what to do with this 3D mesh. So I created some more bones here in the face. I've created one specifically for the jaw. I attached that jaw to the bone. And I'm speaking quickly right now, so it sounds easy, but this was very challenging for me because I've never worked with 3D modeling before. And then we've got an animation here that I'm going to show y'all. All right, so I'm going to show it again in reverse. And then we're going to show it again in forward. All right, so that is the animation that I'm working with. And what I want to do is when the shark does the jumping motion, that flipping motion, I want him to open his mouth. And so that's what I'm going to be working on today and over the weekend. But that's Blender at a high level. I think for my next video, I'm going to teach or explain how to learn quickly. This is all within a week. And so that's a pretty short time frame for a new skill set like this. And I'm far from mastered it, but I am growing quickly in it. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, where you would like to learn how to learn quickly, let me know. I think my background as a front-end engineer, you have to constantly be learning new libraries, new languages, new software, if you switch dev environments, you got to learn their quirks and their rules, because everybody has their own version of the best way to code. And whenever you switch environments from one team to another, it's going to look like that, where you're constantly having to learn new stuff. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. If you're interested in supporting us, there is going to be a Patreon link in the description. Even just $1 would be huge. That would be a massive step towards us being able to achieve our dream. And when I say us, I mean myself, Sam, and Rob, the other developers and co-founders. Other than that, follow us on social media for more bite-sized updates. And thank you so much. I hope you have a great day.